that guy great? Can we give it up one more time? I don't think I'm in any better shape than you are. Dawson, good dance. So I looked at your website. I had no idea the extent of what you do here, and I just want to make sure that I didn't need any treatment that would preclude me from getting back out of here at the end of Savannah. I'm happy to know you don't treat cell phone addictions. What do you guys think of that law that you can't talk on the cell phone when you're driving through? I went poorly. So tell me, what is more dangerous? Just somebody like me driving down the road having a leisurely conversation, mind my own business, or driving down the road having to look for cops the whole time? It's not safe. It is not safe. And the texting while driving, that is really dangerous because you pay too much attention to the driving and not enough to the texting. That spell check, the autocorrect will get you. You can say some lewd and inappropriate things to people. Our pastor's wife has no sense of humor about this stuff. I think I'm the only one that's ever done that, you know? So, good thing about me, I'm really, really happily married. 16 years now. Really happily married, her not so much. She says that she's served 16 years for a life sentence. We had an anniversary recently, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be this romantic guy. Let's each write down the things we appreciate most about each other, the 10 qualities. And so I'm reading through, and you're this, you're that, and oh, wait a second, is that 9? Do I count the boobs as 2 or 1? I don't know. And she said, your main quality is you're a huge pain in the ass. So I said I want to run by this educated crowd who deals with a lot of people. I believe in every relationship, one person really is more that way. One person really is more a pain in the ass. So I want to ask you, the person you're closest to in a relationship, top of mind, pure honesty, are they a pain in the ass? Why do you think yes is? So no, the answer is no. Mathematical certainty, it's you. The answer is no. We know that for sure. It's you. So I work at a real estate office, and I've got to be an expert in one thing. It's not housing or interest rates or anything like that. It's HMAGs, high maintenance American girls. That's who works at my office, and man, I'm always trying to impress my wife, but these girls have super husbands. Like theory of relativity. I don't like these guys because, not relativity like in small Wyoming towns where everybody's related, not that kind of relativity. Like I would compare things. And so these guys, the one drives me crazy. My wife calls and says, oh, listen to what Jenny's husband did for her. He bought her a spa day. He's taking the kids to the zoo in the morning so she can sleep in. Then he's cooking a gourmet meal tomorrow night. It'd be so great if you would do something like that. Okay. So I called him up. Hey, dude, Ann seems told me to tag along with you and the kids to the zoo. She said something about supper at your house. That sounds good, too. And then what girls HMAGs say about what you want in a guy is you want a guy just to be a really good listener. But I'm not sure that is the main thing, because I was really dialing this in the other day. She'd been traveling, and I heard her specifically say, this house is such a disaster, I don't know where to start. Like, okay, so on my way out in the morning to watch football at the Winner's Circle, I wrote down every single thing that needed to be done just in order of priority. That's right there on the counter, of course, so she knows exactly where to start. I'm joking. Nobody goes to the Winner's Circle, I was hooligans. Bigger TVs. So as much as I fail trying to impress my wife, I'm 40-some years old and I still try to impress my own parents. And I have a theory I want to run by you on this as well. I think that the problem, when people have babies, it's a pooping, screaming, crying, blah. And so anything that kid does from there is great. Well, always making noise, always yelling, anything. And then by the time you're 4 years old, you learn to walk, you learn the English language, you learn to not poop your own pants. Those are three pretty big things. I haven't done anything better since. My parents are still waiting. Still waiting. But I use at least 2 out of 3 of those skills every single day. So my dad's in town, and I'm thinking, well, what can we do for fun? So I take him out to Zoo Montana. Has anyone been out to Zoo Montana lately? To see the animal? It's getting a little bit better. Yes, they're trying hard out there. The director's doing good, but we go out there, my dad's like, oh, for the love of God, they got a deer locked up at this place. And it is kind of funny if you think about where the zoo is. There's a nice creek and trees. As you drive out that way at night, you have to make sure you don't hit deer on the road. I think the deer lived there before they built the fence. Like this deer just wakes up one day going, oh, someone fenced our yard. Did you hear this? Oh, we don't travel that much anyway. It's all good. So I'm thinking they could fill up some more of this empty space just using some natural things, like put some scraps out. Raccoons wander in, slam the gate shut. We've got raccoons now, look them up on Wikipedia. Leave a dumpster out, bear walks in, oh, this is great, more animals. Or, and I know this might be sensitive to you guys, but overcrowding at prisons, empty space at the zoo. Doesn't this one seem pretty obvious and easy? They can leave some meth and strippers out there. The guy who wanders in looking for that slam the gate shot, I guarantee he's got a record. Very educational for people to bring their kids out. Oh look, it says here he came to Montana to work on the oil rigs. It's inappropriate, and that's sick. You shouldn't be laughing at that, you guys. I was just testing you to see how nice the people you are. I'm glad you're more like me than I thought. And even, like the white-collar people who embezzle money, people could bring their kids out. Oh, look, Tucker, it says that suit is worth $1,300, and he's wearing a Rolex, but he can't even peel that banana. So, do you guys ever think technology moves faster than we do as humans? That technology moves? I'm sorry, the zoo, there's too many funny things about the zoo. I've got to get back to this for 1 second. Did you guys ever read that animals, you see there, say they live 9 years in captivity or 10 years, and then they only live 4 or 5 years in the wild? And I read in USA Today that the average male lives 6 years longer if they're married. So we actually live longer in captivity ourselves. But we're not like the zoo animals being protected from predators, we're being protected from ourselves, right? Did anybody go to Zoograss this summer? That fundraising event? It's kind of a fun deal, sunshine, they have a band, people out there drinking beer, and I don't know what it is about those things that make old, fat, hairy dudes think it's good to take their shirts off in public. Ugh. The only thing I can figure is they want to get close to the band, and they know if they just walk that way with their shirt on, people will park. They can walk anywhere they want. Okay, so technology. Voicemail has been around since the 1980s, but listen to your own voicemail sometime. It might be as stupid as mine. This is Mark. I'm not here right now. You've reached my voicemail. As if they don't know what it is. This is the first time they ever got voicemail. And then I tell them to leave the name, number, the time they're calling, as if there's a phone in the world that doesn't give that information already right away. I'm not as bad as my partner, though. I have a partner in business who's a really good man. He's just like family to me. And by that I mean he's overcritical and sucks the life out of me every day. Like family. He'll answer his phone just to tell people he can't talk to them. This is Frank. I can't talk right now. I'm meeting. I'll have to call you back later. Oh my God, that's the exact purpose of your voicemail. Another thing that we don't need with technology and what it is catalogs. You can order anything you want online. But the catalogs, the only purpose I figured that they're a little different than online is they have more space to show you why you should buy these clothes because the model's life were that much cooler than yours. I bought this shirt because it said it was perfect for picking apples or going on hay rides. Like, cool, I never get to do anything like that. And I still haven't. They should make, things we really do in life. This is perfect for returning calls while you're watching for cops while you're driving your car. Real life stuff. So, GPS, we're on I think the new iPhones with the turn right on 12th Avenue in the Mansfield Center, that's pretty good. But my wife, her only known flaw is that she can't take directions on those, and I realized it's a male given directions. It is drive down 27th Street, turn right on 12th. If it were somebody telling her, okay, you're going to go up past where the college is, and then turn down toward the ballpark, and you're going to go past State Road, and then it's State Road from there. And you're going to make a right-hand turn, and there's probably a parking spot up by a white van. If you go there, I think you'll find it. And then there's usually someone there to open the door for you when you go in on the bottom, kind of up north from past Chinese Tavern and quite a ways up around the corner. Where we used to go to get my birth control. It's way toward the rooms from that. That would be her directions to get here. Another place where technology's been is Walmart. There's some things progressive about that place. They start as a box store, and then they get their own restaurant, and they do the film and groceries and all that. I am worried that that place is going to start trying to deliver babies. There's almost nothing else they're not doing, and that's a disturbing thought to me. Can't you just hear it over the loudspeaker? Clean up on aisle 17! Just the metal picture alone. Like that. But you can go to their website and order anything you want and have it sent anywhere you want, right? No ID, nothing. You go to check out the other day, $22 worth of stuff I had, and they insisted on my ID. Really? Do you think someone stole an identity and rushed out to Walmart at 7 a.m. Saturday morning to buy something that cures athlete's foot? I want the generic version to save $4. Really? You know, I'm in real estate, so I mean, if somebody would have stolen my identity the last few years, the joke's on them. It's like, final notice, my butt. It's not. It's like when your mom and your kid, I'm not going to tell you again. Yeah, right. I just keep telling you. The worst technology company is the phone company, Verizon. Has anybody been in there lately? You know, the thing I love the best is they have that nice young dude with the headset. It's not even a wireless headset. They sell them right around the corner. I don't know why they have a wired one. With the clipboard telling you that someone can help you in roughly 48 to 115 minutes, somewhere in there, right? So they have 2 chairs, 40 people waiting. I was there for like, I don't know, 2 hours and 40 minutes the other day. They could not make the phone work that they just sold me, right? And so I'm getting really frustrated. It was one of the last nice days of the fall. But the young girl, I could tell they had really good corporate training. The nice young lady kept saying, "Sir, I understand your frustration." I was like, "Do you?" I don't know if you quite do. So they finally made my phone work. Actually, how they made my phone work is I called a friend who's just a smart guy. He walked them through advanced settings. Swear to God, a guy named Larry walked them through advanced settings. So I go in the next day, I don't want to be meeting the nice young lady, and I said, "You know what, I was here all afternoon, I could have been working, couldn't have been doing anything other than standing here. You gave your people the training to say, I understand your frustration, but it would be so much better if you could make our phones work." And I gotta give him credit, he was so responsive. "I totally understand your frustration, sir." "Oh, totally! Oh my God, do you? You understand I'm 40-some years old and I still get pimples, I have crow's feet, and I'm getting fat. I don't manage money well, I want to be a hero for my wife and give this iPhone at work, all her friends have them and she doesn't. I could have been anywhere yesterday other than here, my friends are playing golf, I should have been at work. You get my frustration? That's great, I'm getting audited by the IRS, did you know that too? That's so great, it's wonderful to be understood, but what I need you for is to make phones work, not to be understood, thank you." I think he understood my frustration. So Larry that I was talking about, this guy, he's one of these other super husbands, totally screwed me over. My wife calls me and says, "Well, listen to what Larry did for Kimmy. It was the most sweetest, coolest thing ever. He did a love note with a clue to another one, and a poem and a love note and jewelry at the end." Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to compete with that? I'm like, "Oh, that's great, sweetie." I thought, okay, don't do the same thing exactly, be a copycatter. But a scavenger hunt's a pretty good theme. So I did a note and I put it on the top of the counter and said, "Sweetheart, you're the light of my life. Please look in the top drawer of the dishwasher." And then there was a note that says, "Every day I'm so happy I married you. These dishes are not going to unload themselves." So that's a clue that leads through the cabinet where the dishes go. It's another love note that clue that leads to the laundry room. Another, we had weeding and leaf to be raked outside. A letter there. It was romantic and productive. I finally outdid Larry. Hey, you guys have been really, really fun. I want to thank you for this opportunity. It was great to get to meet you today. I wanted to mention one thing. I looked at your website, and there was a thing for what you should bring when you go to inpatient treatment, and it's all these good things that make sense, pajamas, socks, and then things not to bring, aerosol, and then things that people shouldn't use in real life anyway, spandex, tank tops, things that aren't appropriate. And this is your website is very progressive, obviously a great organization. This thing, I think it slipped by somebody. Here's one thing you're supposed to bring: some cash for incidental expenses, which includes recreational activities, toiletries, cigarettes, and pot. Money for cigarettes? They're going into treatment, you remind them to bring money for cigarettes? Am I the only one here that seems odd to? I thought it might be pretty good because it said $20 per week, and I realized cigarettes are like $5 a pack. So I'm thinking, okay, these poor people are going to run out of cigarettes by Tuesday. Well, you should have budgeted your money a little better. After all. And I had one last thing I wanted to ask. Do people come in here from people doing interventions for them often? Does that happen very much? Yeah. We have a friend who it's actually kind of a sad deal. He definitely has a drinking problem. It affects many people close to him. And so I was told that, okay, we want to do an intervention for me. You're supposed to write down how his drinking has affected you. But when I really looked at it, the problem was it hadn't affected me badly. So I skipped the intervention, but here's how it would have went. Jay, I have thoroughly enjoyed reading you for Bloody Marys on Sunday mornings. And the way you carry on when we play golf, You make me laugh so hard that beer comes out my nose. It's awesome. And the time you called the mean lady at the state fair a horrible name when you were really drunk, that was most awkward but also hilarious. LOL. And the time you convinced everyone at the country club golf tournament that you had inadvertently pooped your own pants, that is the funniest memory of my life. This is how your drinking has affected me. So, I'm not a victim. So, but I took the test online myself. I wanted to make sure I didn't, I wasn't drinking too much. And there's only one question that tripped me up a little. It was, do you ever have more than 6 drinks in one sitting? No. After 4 or 5, doesn't everyone have to get up and use the restroom? The one that got me was the ADHD test. Man, if you can get all the way through that test, you don't have ADHD. And then I really am on medication for this, and it took me like months to get my medication, because what you have to do, you have to get an appointment, remember the right day, time, place, show up, get a piece of paper, drop it off, get the prescription, remember to take the pills every day. If I could do all that, I wouldn't need the drugs. Just give me the drugs first, man, I might stand a chance, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's about me. Thank you again, you guys are wonderful.